Bray Wyatt saved me. He opened my eyes.
Hello, guys. Yeah. Sorry about the delay. How's everybody doing out there? Kind of different angle, guys, which is a little better, so you don't get too much flashes coming at us. Well, we're back. It's been a couple of 2 weeks or so, but we're kind of back on some hard notes, you know, really.
Back on some hard time.
Hard time.
And not for us, for certain people. And not the late great Dusty Rhodes.
Yeah. This corner, guys, yeah, we're gonna discuss pretty much the situation that went down this week, this past week with Terry Bowen, aka
Terry Bollea,
aka Hulk Hogan. We're gonna give our opinions. Keep it real. Definitely gonna keep it real here. As always, it's something I always try to. I spew a lot. Keep it real. Definitely gonna keep it real here. You know, gonna be honest. Gonna be sincere about the situation that has gone down with him. As you all know, if you haven't known it, if you're sleeping under a rock, the fact of the matter is that WWE and Hulk Hogan have parted ways. They are no longer, Hogan is no longer on the roster. He is no longer with the Legends contract. His record with the company has almost been abolished completely. And we're not just talking about on the site. It's almost like they are completely being done with him. Now, why is that? Why is that, you may ask? Tell them why, Michael.
Well, last weekend, I believe it was that weekend. Some audio was leaked out from the videotape of the sex tape of Hulk Hogan. And I don't know who Hogan was talking with, but in the audio you hear Hogan talking about Brooke Hogan and his daughter Brooke Hogan. And I guess at the time this thing happened in 2008, but the audio finally leaked out that, I guess at the time she was going out with an African American. Somebody did something for Hogan to catch wind of it. And then basically Hogan goes on a rant, an angry rant about it. And basically drops a bunch of N-bombs. And not used like in rap songs with the A at the end. No, the original racial slur version with the ER. And when that came out, I mean, you want to talk about the internet exploding or sending shockwaves through the internet? That's what that did. I mean, I woke up that morning. I believe it was Saturday. Saturday morning, wake up and seeing all of this. And Hogan, I'm first thinking, what was happening with Hogan? And I first thought it was probably just, some rumor or, some satire. And so I just looked up Hulk Hogan on Google and then boom, and it's there. I'm like, oh shoot, this is legit. That WWE has, basically terminated his contract. They basically have not just terminated him. They basically have, as the phrase is gone, they've basically Benoit him because of that audio. Now, a lot of people at first thought that it was audio from a interview he did for a radio a radio station, forgetting the DJ's name, and the DJ who happened to be black,
Cool Kid.
Woo Kid, Woo Kid,
Yeah, Woo Kid.
DJ Woo Kid was, I guess, one of Hogan's take on hip hop or the current state of hip hop. I don't know what year that, I think 2012, that interview was conducted, and I was first time finding out. I guess Hogan did listen to hip hop, in the '90s, and he was talking about the use of, I guess, the DJ Woo Kid asked about the N word being used in rap, and Hogan talked about it, and a lot of people, some people, on Facebook thought that's what even articles put it. They thought that was the reason for why he got canned. And don't forget, in 2012, Hogan wasn't with the WWE. He was still with TNA at the time. That was his first to last year. And that was like almost his last year with the company, because 2013 is when he left. But that was not. It was that video, that audio, that leaked audio. So, as the first thing that came to mind when I heard about this was, first thing that was last year, around, like around February, March, or April, like the first quarter of 2014, that when Donald Sterling was the owner of the Clippers, and TMZ was the first to catch audio of him basically talking to his young girlfriend at the time, and him using, racial slurs and the N-word, and talking bad about Magic Johnson, basically going on this whole thing about African American. That led to Adam Silver basically making, so far, and probably will forever be, the biggest decision that Adam Silver, for those that don't know, is the new commissioner of the NBA, the biggest decision that he ever made, and a decision that put a stamp, that was like a stamp of approval, that people were like, all right, this is a good commissioner. I think even got him Man of the Year for what he did, and he made a swift decision. He said he would give the thought, you put the thought in consideration, and next thing you know, he lived up to his word. When the duration was up, came out and said Donald Sterling will be banned from the NBA for life, and that was that. And that's basically almost the same approach that WWE has taken with this Hogan situation. Now, it's very unfortunate. I think some people, now I could be wrong, I think some people don't realize that, I'm not saying it makes a difference, that was 8 years ago. I think some people really thinking that this is just a recent rant. Okay, it's just been leaked out. No, this happened 8 years ago. This thing like 2009 or 2008. So it's not in terms of it happening recent. In terms of it, we hearing it's recent. And now it's very unfortunate that this is the case, that Hogan said those things. It really is, and there's no way to sugarcoat it. And I feel there's no way to justify it. The Duke Macho Man, he said what he said at the certain time that he said it. Now, if you're wondering, has Hogan had any response towards it? He has. He's taking full responsibility for it. He's not denying anything. He's not denying that he said it. He's not saying I didn't say it. He's not. He's taking full responsibility. He made his apology. He said that that's not his view on things. And you know, it's to that point where now, you know, he came out and said that people are probably gonna think, well, that's just a PR move. And yeah, my people might not look at Hogan the same ever again. Like, nah, I don't believe that. I don't believe when you went on a rant like that. You know, he was full with real like malice. So it's gonna be hard for me to believe that that's not how you feel. And now, yeah. Now it's it's very unfortunate that this has happened, bro. I do not think that Hogan was expecting that. Thought that at that point in time, that 8 years later, that it will basically come back and bite him in the ass, so to speak. And some people have the same thing with Donald Sterling. The thing with Donald, some people are like, oh, it was a setup, they and everything. Now, in terms of it being recorded, I don't think that was so. Like, who knew that? Yeah, that even recording that Hogan was going to say, because it's like, okay, even though even if that was the recording, that still doesn't justify what Hogan had said. Same for Donald Sterling. Like, even if his girlfriend wanted like to get the truth out and like set it up, that doesn't justify. That doesn't justify what Hogan said. And I have a hard time believing that Hogan would never say those things, or even Madonna, they would never say those things on camera. Of course they wouldn't. Like, and now, am I going out and saying that Hogan is a racist flat out? No, I don't know, but he did go on a racial rant. So I mean, the argument that he was racist could be pretty valid after hearing that. But of course he wouldn't say. Of course he wouldn't say that on camera. And like I've said before on Facebook, I'm a big believer in who you are in the dark, as the saying goes. It's who you are in the dark, basically. Who you are in the dark, is who you is basically your true self. They always say you got becoming the mask. You got true self, and then you got like false self or so on and so forth. That's what I think it's like. So basically, we caught Hogan in the dark. Same thing with Donald Sterling. But the difference between Donald Sterling is that, unlike Hogan, there had always been claims that Donald Sterling was racist. There had always been claims. For those of you that don't know, one of the best players in the NBA, Elgin Baylor, played on the Lakers during the days of Jerry West, Mr. Clutch Jerry West, for those that don't know, and Wilt Chamberlain. Elgin Baylor, I believe, was in management of the Clippers at the time, and he was one that made the claim that Donald Sterling was racist. But he didn't. I guess they didn't feel he had any real proof of it. And then when that came out years later, it's almost like freaking for those that play Mass Effect, you want your proof. Here it is. It's like, okay, Elgin Baylor, he was probably right. That wasn't the case with Hogan. I have never heard no case of Hogan, being racist or anything. But now, yeah, you're probably going to hear it forever because of that. And so, yeah, it's who you are in the dark. And unfortunately, like I said, with these big time figures, these celebrities, so what they say, what they do when the cameras are off, when you find out about them, you might not like be careful. You might not like what you see or hear.
It's that saying. Is that saying goes? When you see what your true hero looks like, it may
But yeah,
change your perspective.
the old saying. The old saying is, never meet your hero. The saying, never meet your hero. Um, they'll always put you down. They're always like they're always unimpressed. Never like no, they always unimpressed, disappointed. It's more than being disappointed. If you was a freaking Hogan fan, hey, you're probably more than disappointed. You're probably not just but like stunned, like whoa. And I really feel that there were some cases of when people was defending Hogan and everything, and they have the right to. But I truly feel that some of the defense for Hogan kind of came out of like denial, like they didn't want to believe. They didn't want to believe that was true because, our good friend, Sly Cooper 88, Steve, at the time, I don't think he really read the article about this is what Hogan said because it's like I've never heard Hogan really like lash out like that and make like very certain. So I think it's garbage. And it's like, well, Steve, the proof is in the pudding. There's the audio, and then Hogan coming out and saying, "Yeah, I said those things." There's the proof. Like, and as bad as it is, I actually like the fact that Hogan is not denying.
Yeah, he's not denying. That's where you give your respect to him.
Because he could have been, like Donald Sterling was trying to deny mostly everything, and even when he denied it, he even made a more fool of himself because he went on to go say more bad stuff about Magic Johnson. He has AIDS, like
yeah.
What he doesn't do anything for the black community. Well, so so Hogan, to his credit, hasn't done what Donald Sterling has done. So I really think that it was a case of yes, some people they just didn't want to believe, and you know what? I can't blame somebody that you really looked up to they was like hero status, and it came out that they did something really wrong. Yeah, you would probably be in denial and probably not want to believe that it happened. Case in point. No situation, with Bill Cosby. When that first came out, for a couple of months, I chose not to believe because I'm just thinking, okay, like the same story, and then with other women and stuff coming, and that some I'm like, okay, some just don't even sound like. But now that he has admitted under oath that yes, it's like, okay, I mean, there's the proof. There's really nothing to defend anymore. I mean, there really isn't. So, but for me, and as I said this before, so we was talking in the chat room with the guys about the whole situation. I said, it's not like I tried. I'm trying not to do that anymore. Because it's a celebrity or so, or somebody I like that. I'm just gonna say that no, there's no way that person could do that, and there's valid proof. Well, I'm gonna try to look things more objectively, and that's what I did with this Hogan situation. I just looked at it objectively. I'm not gonna because I was just kept thinking, okay, oh, it's no big deal because Hulk Hogan, but I bet you it was some guy you didn't like, some celebrity you didn't like that came out of set and there was proof. Yeah, you probably be all on them like, yeah, look at this piece, but because it's somebody like, yeah, okay, you're probably gonna really go eat, but and try maybe not to believe. But the biggest question, out of all the things that have happened, most thing that's been that anybody can really argue with is the decision on the behalf of WWE. Yeah. The decision of them not necessarily firing him. That's not the decision that I don't think people have a problem with. Because I can understand them either suspending or firing somebody for saying that who's under their contract. It's the fact that they have, we only took that his Legends contract, basically got fired there. But what we were going to get to was that they actually took him out of Hall of Fame.
Basically, he got burned. That's the basic way. That's the basic way to sum it up. He's been burnt.
If you guys remember the show Burn Notice, that really emphasized being burned.
Yeah, he got burnt.
That's why we use words like basically this is like Benoit to another level, because let's say because Benoit didn't reach the Hall of Fame yet, he wasn't inducted yet. But Hogan was inducted, and he's been in the W Hall of Fame for going on 11 years. And he was in 2005.
The thing about it also that is just the fact. Now I'm not saying that. Now they can't necessarily abolish everything. I mean, he's been a part of so many great memories. So it's not like they can do that, but everything else, every award or it's literally like he's on a burn notice. He's been burnt, and that's kind of sad. Because first, when I heard they let him go, I was like, okay, and then Malcolm told me later they took him off the Hall of Fame, and I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah, then later, sorry, he's out of Hall. He's not in the Hall. He's taken out of Hall of Fame. I'm thinking, whoa.
Now I'm like, wait, what? Now me and Malcolm, we actually talked about this before. We were like, it's kind of funny because people could argue there are guys in the Hall of Fame now that have done far worse.
Or not far worse, but they have done some things that, are frowned upon.
Yeah, very questionable. And now I'm not saying that, what Hogan did, is not hurtful. I mean, it's hurtful. I mean, that word is very hurtful. I don't use it, never have, and I never will. Even when I am around my friends who are black, I don't use it, never have. They'll use it, but I don't. But still,
I don't like either version.
Yeah,
because I don't see myself using the original racial slur version. And I don't use the so-called
version.
brotherhood version. I don't use any version. So
it's hard. It's a hard subject, but look, people will go on to say, well, Vince McMahon said it, and that was also brought up in another article that I read, and then clearly. You have to I also looked at it as especially when the quote that they were using, there was he was in character. And the thing is, we don't know, you got cameras behind the doors when they're in meetings and stuff where you can hear them speak, but when we did hear, that was all in character. And, but then of course they're saying WWE is racist. And we've had this conversation before. If they were racist, they wouldn't have any wrestler employee of color okay, in their company. Rey Mysterio would not have gotten where he was. Eddie Guerrero would have not gotten where he was. The Rock sure as hell wouldn't have gotten where he was. These are characters of color. But I definitely agree with what Booker T said on his tweet. And he literally said that word should literally be erased from, abolished from the English dictionary, however you want to classify it. And it's true. It's a word that is just as bad than calling someone who is of Latino heritage a beaner or a spick or a chink or someone of Asian descent, slant eyes, yellow man, hell, even our other side of our family, someone who is of Native American, redskin, and things like that. It's a very harsh word. And I'm not to say I wasn't a Hogan fan, guys, because that's not what I've said. But yet that really hurt to hear that wow, like he actually said that. Like you would think Hogan of all people is literally, in a sense, you're kind of the equivalent, the wrestling equivalent of Captain America. Literally. And to hear him say that, it's like, oh, really? Like, oh, really? Like, it's kind of hurtful, especially someone from our eyes, you look at it from. And that's the thing, you look at it look through somebody else's eyes, then you understand it more. But like I said before, I truly, truly respect him for coming out and admitting, like, yeah, I did it. I made a mistake. I humbly apologize for what I said. I shouldn't have said what I said, But for whatever action, there is a consequence. This is his consequence, and
the consequences. And once again, if you feel his apology is sincere or is insincere, hey, that's your right.
Yeah, it's your right.
That's your right.
But
that's your right. And the fact that again, back with the WWE, not just that, basically he's gonna be out of Hall of Fame. Basically, well, yeah, like going back, Benoit can't not even mention it.
They can't.
You're not gonna probably hear Hulk Hogan's name, on a program. You're not gonna see recaps. You're probably never going to see, and that's why you saw. You haven't been on. Oh no! If you haven't been on Facebook, and you've seen the memes. People already having memes of Andre getting body slammed, but there's nobody picking him up.
Yeah,
it's almost like that. Yeah, you're not going. When they talk about WrestleMania 3, they're probably no longer going to mention Hogan versus Andre.
The famous.
Yeah, they're now probably just going to mention Steamboat and Savage, which was the best match on that card. But the main event was Hogan versus Andre. The biggest moment was Hogan body slamming Andre. But you're probably not going to see. They're not going to show that anymore in terms of recent or current programming. I don't even know if it's even gotten to the point where they're going to take it off on a W network, or it just might be the case of like with Benoit. If you try to search Chris Benoit, you search up Chris Benoit on the WWE network, you don't get anything. You don't. The only way you can watch a Chris Benoit match on the WWE network, you're gonna have to play the event and then fast forward to wherever where that Chris Benoit match is. That's gonna be on the W network with Hogan. They're probably not gonna have, because they on the what does the W network call it? Like the DVDs.
Oh, Beyond the Ring.
There you go. Thank you. Beyond the Ring. Probably not going to have Hogan's complete anthology. If I was just taking that off of the library. And yeah, you're probably never going to really hear, if you do hear about the NWO, you're probably not going to hear anything to do with Hollywood Hogan, basically the catalyst of the NWO being formatted. I'm not talking about the outsiders. That was the premise. That's what was the first chapter, and then led into the NWO. So you're not going to probably hear about who the third man was. And so yeah, I personally, like, it's bad what Hogan said. No, but it's bad that came out that when it did. But taking him out of the Hall of Fame and basically Ben Wine him, that's where I'm like, no, I'm not so sure if that's the right move. I know you want to be direct with and show that you're making effective decisions. I can understand firing him, even though Hogan's lawyer is trying to say that Hogan had already resigned from the company because he didn't want to put WWE and also his family through anything. And that is the case. That's good on Hogan's part, but I really doubt that, because if that was the case, then that means that Hogan knew that this was about to get leaked out. That had to mean he knew it was about to get leaked out. I'm not even sure. They just seem like, yeah, WWE. Okay, all right, we're gonna. They didn't look at. Oh, it's Hogan. They just like, well, he said what he said. Yeah, we're going to terminate him effectively. And speaking of this, I'm going to forget it, and I was almost about to forget about it because it's very important. Now I remember I brought up, like, there probably is a setup thing involved, but I brought up that. I did want to touch more on that. I think I sneezed about to come, so if I do sneeze, I give you already. Excuse me. I had it. For those of you that don't know, Hulk Hogan is currently suing Gawker Media. Gawker Media are the people that on the sex tape. For those of you that don't know, Hogan is in the middle of basically a case. It's a court case. And the first time Hogan's been in a court case. I didn't know. It's not. And now I feel along with others, my good friend Nate feels the same way. The only reason why you can say Hogan is a victim in this is because we definitely feel, since Gawker Media owns the rights to these sex tapes, so they have the power to release whatever piece of that audio they can, at their own disposal. Me and Nate definitely feel, I bet you that feel that this was not done, out of the goodness of heart. This was done with malicious intent.
Yeah, you did say that.
This was done. This was done with malicious intent. This was done to help their court case. I really feel that, because they could have leaked everything out just right then and there, but they didn't. It's almost like they were selective about it. Basically, what from this audio tape could really help our case and really paint Hogan as the bad guy. And that was one. And so, even though it's bad what Hogan said, I do not celebrate if Gawker Media, their decision to leak this out was for malicious intent, was to tarnish Hogan's image for their benefit, not just to, this is really bad. You should probably get this out. That's it. So I really feel it was leaked out intentionally.
Okay. So yeah, guys. let's see who's here. All right, Nathan. That's no.
What's up, Nathan?
No, you. John is here.
John.
Okay.
Nathan Benson. The only difference with Bill Cosby is that he is a flawed person like the rest of us who made many mistakes. He did not admit it. He hasn't been found guilty of anything in court, only in. Well, from what I heard, that he actually did admit that he used. What I found that he used, he admitted what drug it was. He came out and said what
Under oath.
Yeah, under oath. What drug? You know, my
Okay, I don't know who that is.
my business professor, Mr. Torres, brought that up, and I wouldn't think that my professor Torres would lie to us, like would just say some just spew some BS, because he, just like anybody else, really likes Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
You
So
know, and this is a guy who basically grew up watching him.
Taking it from me, this is hurting more than anything.
And it's one of the situations. Oh, and while Nathan, you say that Bill Cosby is flawed, same thing can be said for Hogan. Everybody's flawed, but what you do in life, has consequences. Now, look, I'm going to make sure. I'm gonna make sure that this is true.
Here comes Cesaro. Knew it.
All right. Oh. Okay. I'm looking up something right here.
Oh.
Oh man.
What an uppercut. Oh, stupid.
Okay. Here it was.
Look out.
Oh my God. Okay. In 2005, Bill Cosby, and you say, here's the thing. We don't even remember this being on the news in 2005. So this had to really been hard, because I don't remember this in 2005. I don't. And the accusation of Bill Cosby, sorry for getting sidetracked on Bill Cosby thing, but I just want to know for sure if this is true from what my professor told me. He didn't say what year, did happen. But yeah, it says right. Bill Cosby testified in 2005 that he purchased there we go. That's the drug Quaaludes to give to women with the intent of having sex with them, according to the new document obtained. He admitted to giving the drug to at least one woman and other people. Now, once again, if Bill Cosby did admit of using Quaaludes, and I said it to Chris, and it's not whether it's true or not, there's no way that can be possible. Even if some of the accusations are false, these have been the key things of the stories: drugs and sex. So it's one of the situations where once there is some proof that drugs are involved, that's going to mean, okay, that reinforces all those accusations, because that's one of the hot topics. So it's like, I don't know. Chris doesn't know. We don't know what accusations towards Bill Cosby are true, what some of them are false. But the fact that in 2005 that he admitted Quaaludes, which is a drug, and that he has used them on a woman, that just reinforces, whether they're true or not, those claims. And like I said before, I'll say it again. If it fully comes out that Bill Cosby did that, look, I'm gonna treat him just like because that's not just a mistake. Because if you have been doing it for over years, that's no longer a mistake. That's a decision you're making. I think that's a decision you're making, and that's exploiting women. And whether you're the nicest guy in the world or you're America's dad, that's just almost immoral. And am I hoping that it comes out true that Booker? No, I'm not. That is can come out forward. But same thing for Hogan. What Hogan said, I can't accept that. Because he's Hogan, I'm not going to just give him a free pass. It's the same thing I told my friend Lloyd. As much as he's instrumental and for the reason for why I got into watching wrestling, I do not like the fact that Austin had some domestic charges. The whole thing with Deborah, I don't like that. I don't. I really don't. And it's not like, oh yeah, he's Austin. He was the guy that got me to wrestling, so yeah, it's not that big of a deal. It's like with Ray Rice. Oh wait, he does not big. He's a hell of a football player because the Raven fans are. We shouldn't care. He's a hell of a football player. I don't care if you're a great football player. What you do out there is really who you are personally. What you do in football in terms of touchdowns and everything, scoring touchdowns and everything, that's what you do professionally. Same thing for, acting yourself. That's what you do professionally. And that's not, but what you do when the camera's off, that's personal. Now, do I feel that, everybody's personal stuff should be, like put out in the open, like which TMZ makes a living of? No, I don't. But in this current time with all the camera stuff, hey, you gotta be careful what you do because it's gonna find a way of getting out, and it's bad. It's bad, and that's pretty much all that thing I have to say in terms of the Hogan situation. And once again, I wasn't trying to get sidetracked with the Bill Cosby, but that's also a pretty touchy subject. It is very sad. It is very sad that no matter what comes out of this, that the last days of Bill Cosby are going to be very controversial. It really is sad.
So, like I said, this subject was really touchy. It was meant to be. But we kind of turned the mic over. Open mic guys can now just ask questions. We don't want to get too much. Just keep it a depressing episode. Have a little bit, have some fun here. We don't do this just to be depressive, but it's also have fun. So the mic is in, the ball's in you guys' court. Ask your questions or whatever you need to be. Just ask your questions.
Look at the comments.
Yeah. There's just a comment about Bill Cosby.
Every comment matters, and no problem. We're not going right back to read the comment. Jeez. That was his name.
Yeah, Dr. Dre.
No, the Caucasian dude. When you said the Gen that's who they showed.
No, they were showing Dr. Dre.
Yes, he did admit, but it was central back in 6 at a time where most stars use drugs. I do got holding. Trying to say what he did, but it's also wrong for him to get. And back in 16 and 17, there's a lot of stars did a lot of stupid stuff. Man, I don't think it makes justified. I don't think it makes right. I don't for any I've really never been one, always hear the stories about, rock stars, back in the day, really living the fast life with, they would say with
drugs and rock and roll.
sex, drug, and rock and roll with the groupies and everything. I know sometimes some media they glorify it, but no, I'm trying to think like, man, what's some things that many went down that we just don't hear about, were they all safe? I doubt it. I doubt some bad things happen with those situations. So, me personally, so I would never, I would never use drugs on a female. So even if they ask, no, it's just like how Chris always, Chris has always said, he wouldn't, take advantage of a female that was drunk, she's drunk and she says that let's have sex. No, you're drunk. And I thought, man, what movie was it? Where that happened, the male was just like, no. Like,
actually, it was in the show.
What show?
On the movie.
Yeah.
Remember, she was the model, and she was drugged up, and she was trying to come on to Sam, and he wouldn't do it.
I've
been Austin Powers.
That's what I was thinking of.
Even when Vanessa was drunk.
And that, you know what?
Yeah.
Man, if somebody has that scene by itself on YouTube, I would put that scene. I know most people like, oh, dude, this was a very important scene in this movie.
I
would say that as a kid, I don't really think of it that that was a real good, important. But now I would go out and say, that's an important, I think, underrated scene. And yeah, the first Austin Powers, because when you first meet Austin Powers, yeah, he loves, the shag and everything. And he's like, yeah, he would take it, he would do it no matter what the situation was. But in case with Vanessa got drunk, yeah, he was like, no. And that was his reason. You're drunk, no. So, yeah, both me and Chris can say, even if to turn drugs, even if the woman, oh yeah, let's get drugged up. No, I'm not doing that. Because it doesn't feel like, yeah, you're in the right mind frame. Same thing, drunk. That's probably not your talk. That's probably not you talking. That's probably, the booze talking. And then, and then you never know. Like, what if you have it? You have sex, and then, say, and everything wears off. She doesn't remember anything, but she found herself naked or something, and
she goes,
yeah, she probably, she's probably thinking, oh shoot, like I got raped or something, and then it's gonna, did you drink and everything, and she had a drink. Did you have a drink? No. And like, oh crap, like, probably like, oh, you took advantage of it.
Let's see.
Same thing could happen with a guy.
It's rare, but it happens.
Yes, it's rare, but it happened. That's one thing I like about SVU. Shows that. Chris always said he never understood why when the later episode did, Olivia was kind of on the defense of it. By the way, we don't watch SVU. It's good show. John, I love the way they are building the match with Taker and Brock. This is not going to be a match; it'll be a fight. Your thought? Our thoughts on. I go first.
Yeah, go first.
My thoughts on this Brock and Lesnar match. I'm happy that. Let me just get this out of the way. happy that I'm happy that it's happening, but I think it's a year and a couple of months, you know, too not too late, but just late. That I think this should have been set up at least at this past WrestleMania. I would have liked it because I'm like, Undertaker was at WrestleMania 30. He had a match with Bray Wyatt. But it was one of those situations of, you know, let me get through Bray because he's been calling me out. But what I really want to do is get back at all the months of Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar. You know, basically making the end of the street like their catchphrase. You know, their catchphrase. Like I would have had, if it was me, I would have had. I would probably did the same ending with Rollins cashing in at WrestleMania, but I would have had Undertaker come out then and cost Brock, and then basically Brock does the same, goes on that rampage, you know. Because it would have been just, you know, it would have been logical. He goes on this rampage. He goes on this rampage, and he gets suspended indefinitely because he wants Undertaker. And then comes when Rock finally is able to come back. Right. Then SummerSlam. The Undertaker, because first it was a rumor Taker was going to be a background, and I'm thinking, is it with Brock? And I'm thinking, if he crosses Brock's title, you know, could it come across as a Brock? I mean, as a Taker heel turn? Because during the build of Rollins and Lesnar was being portrayed as, you know, at least an anti-hero. You know, not like Cena type face, but he was supposed to be the face of the feud. And so I'm thinking, if he's coming off his face and Taker screws him and Rollins gets the win, you know, one might look at, oh, is that a Taker heel turn? Oh, I don't know what to make of it. And as turn of the build, I like that brawl they had. Unfortunately, me and Chris missed that Raw. So the brawl. No, where we saw, what was of the brawl. And I do agree. And it looked like they really like put that even storyline that basically not have them get physical with each other every single week. You know, because in this time of age, you know, our good friend Gabi, Blue Goblin, said it, and I believe it too. In this time of age and during build-up, they have, you know, the two people who's supposed to be feuding get physical with each other so much to the point where it's like we've probably seen everything, and then when the match comes, it was good, but you know, man, you guys got to did a lot of more special stuff in the build that you could have probably did in the match. Or one thing I don't like is when basically it's the heel. Like in a situation where, like, with Randy Orton. Yeah, that's a good one. Remember the Randy Orton Seth Rollins build up? How, you know, Randy Orton, when he returned, you know, he was running after Rollins. Then, like, the next week, he joined back with the Authority, and we all knew it was just some setup. But it was like, why even go that route? And then leads to Orton just being the living hell out of Seth when he finally gets him by himself. And I'm thinking to myself, what's the point of the match happening at Mania now? If that was the payoff. The payoff was for Orton to get himself alone with Rollins and beat the hell out of him for what he did back in the fall. And when that happened, I'm like, okay, that's good and all, but you just did the payoff on Raw. There's really no logical point for Orton to want to beat Rollins in the match. No, I want to whip his ass. I just want to go and whip his ass, and that's it. Not I want to beat him 1, 2, 3. So in this case with Lesnar and Undertaker, I actually like, if that's probably the only physicality that we have between them, and then probably the next little bit is probably on the go home show, I'm fine because there's a reason. There's really nothing more to build up. There's a reason for why Lesnar wants Taker, and there's a reason for why Taker wants Lesnar. That's the only thing I think you can add is you probably add a match stipulation. Probably make it like no squad. I say make it no disqualification because no holds barred. Heck, I don't care that Hell in a Cell is still alive. The pay-per-view, I thought W was going to get rid of that. I remember some reports saying they were going to get rid of that. But I don't even have this match, Hell in a Cell. They've had Hell in a Cell match before, but man, do it. No, let me do it. No, let me do the Palpatine. Do it. Do it. No, Hell in a Cell.
For me, I do like the build, about it. Not much I can say, but the fact is, like the biggest thing for me was when hearing like, okay, when Taker came out, I was like, what did he?
Yeah,
why did he do it? Like, why did he do it? And for months and months, even before it came to being, I even enjoyed the fact of why he did it. It's understandable why he did it. Hearing him speak, he said straight up, streaks are meant to be broken. I was like, okay, he has no problem with the streak being broken.
Yeah, his problem is not the streak being broken.
But it's the egotistical nature of Paul Heyman more than Brock. But yeah, Brock was doing it too, going on month after week after month, saying
week after week, month after month, for a whole year,
saying the fact that we broke the streak, blah blah blah, and you can understand that would get anybody pissed off. Like, yo, enough. All right, shut up about it. Okay, you did it. Now shut up about it. It's almost in the same category of how Jericho would go on moments that I'm the guy that beat Stone Cold and The Rock in the same night to become the WWE. It's the same thing, and it got tiring with Jericho saying it, and to me it got very tiring hearing Heyman go on and on about the streak. We broke the streak. My client is the one, and I'm like, yeah, okay, you did it, Paul. Now shut up about it. Move on, so I can understand. Now, some people, Taker's just butt hurt. I'm like, wouldn't you be if somebody was just constantly spitting in your face? You're hearing it's like almost somebody just nudging you and nudging you and nudging you, and like you wouldn't like that. You wouldn't somebody just going poke, 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 poke,
like,
poke.
For instance, here's an example. Here's an example. That's like, for instance, about streets. Yeah, I'm gonna go with streets. I'm gonna go with streets here. For all you baseball fans know that at the time Hank Aaron held the home run record. He held the home run record. Records and they say records and streaks are meant to be broken. And now I'm going to look up here to make sure that I am right about this. That I am right. And Barry Bonds now holds the home run record. He's past Hank Aaron. Now Barry Bonds is no longer playing. But that like, or when Hank Aaron passed Babe Ruth. That's like if Hank Aaron passed Babe Ruth for years until Hank Aaron retired. And even when when he did retire, I broke Babe Ruth's streak. I broke 714. I broke 714, and I added 11. I added about 41 more home runs than Babe Ruth. I hit 41 more home runs against Babe. I hit 41. Like you keep hearing, oh shoot, you're like, oh crap, man, shut up about it. Same thing with Barry Bonds. Barry Bonds finally broke Hank Aaron's home run streak. You know, whether you feel he did it cleanly or illegally.
Again, God damn it!
He's already hit the kid. So,
yeah.
But still, the point is, when Barry Bonds did it, if every interview, I broke the streak that people thought was not going to be. I broke the home run record that people thought was not going to be. You know, that was going to be passed. I passed Hank Aaron's. I passed Hank Aaron's record. I passed Babe Ruth's record. I passed those two, you know, geezers or something like that. And you kept hearing it for month after month, year after year. Like every time that he can never fail to remind us that that he did it. That's like if anybody, I don't think it's gonna happen, by the way, you know, passes Bill Russell in terms of, you know, in terms of, you know, championships. Oh, well, Bill Russell don't got the most rings anymore. You know, and I bet you this is true. And I don't feel bad for saying it, even though I'm a fan, me and Chris are fans.
Oh man. John is busted open. He's leaking.
Oh. Whoa.
John is leaking.
Whoa.
John's leaking.
Whoa. Whoa.
John's gushing.
Whoa. Oh my God.
Man, John's busted.
But despite the leakage from John, and that looks really legit too. And I don't feel bad for saying it. You know, me and Chris are.
It's that knee, right? Oh, it's that knee.
Are fans of the team, but I bet you there are Yankee fans that's what they currently run. Yeah, we got 27 world championships. We have 27 world championships. That alone makes our team better than your team because we got 27 world champions. And I can understand somebody. I don't like the Yankees. Why? Because that's all the fans that I come brag about. They got 27. We got, well, at the time before 27 was 26. We got 20. We got the most World Series. We got the most championships and all professional sports. We got all the championships. We passed the Celtics. We got more than the Celtics. We got more than the I think in NFL, I think it's the Steelers.
Oh.
I think it's the Steelers, the 49ers, or the Cowboys. We got more than them. Or NHL. We got more than
man.
Or in basketball. We got more than, you know, the Celtics, Lakers. That's what it'll be like. You get annoyed by that.
The point is that it's good build. It really is.
Oh no! Wait a minute.
Go do that.
This break burst out, Jesus.
Look out! That's a counter.
Oh. No! You can't take. Oh. Oh my God.
Let me see. I saw some comments.
Yeah, I think it's from Danny.
What do you think? Think about. Wait. What was that? 10:55. Hold on, I'm gonna answer John, but I saw some up. Let's come back to the corner. Hey, Danny. Hey, Jen.
Oh, sure. Hey, Jen.
So we can go. I found out up, up, down, down, and I like it. Yeah. Xavier's channel, up, up, down, down, where you actually get to see.
Yeah, that looks like.
I think his nose is broke. You get to see, you know, the guys goofing around, hanging out, having fun. He has a channel where he'll sit down and talk, play games with some of the guys. I mean, Cesaro he did Seth Rollins. They were playing Turtles in Time. With Cesaro, we heard, yeah, he's a real big fan of NHL.
Yeah, that's broken.
Seeing his nose is broke.
That's broken.
Oh
yeah,
my God. Seeing his nose is broke. Seeing his nose is broke.
Oh no, don't do this, don't do this, no. Oh. Oh!
Seeing his nose is broke. His nose is broke.
And it was the right knee, so yeah, that left side went.
His nose is broke. But anyway, yeah, exactly. Well, he uses his real name on there. He uses Austin Creed. But it's a real fun channel. I do recommend anybody, any gamer, or you just like, you get to see him just be himself on there, you know. And it's just so much fun to watch. I'm not even joking. It's real fun. It's a real fun. Oh man. God damn. Check out his channel. Hell of a match though. God damn it. But Cena's nose is broke. His nose is broke. Big ups for him to finish the match though. His nose is broke. But yeah. His channel up up down down is actually really fun. You get to see, you know, like, I mean, there was one time they were playing and Vince came through and he was like, hey,
Did they show him?
They didn't show him, but they just turned and
I think he was off camera.
And
it's swollen and broken.
Watch this, no, watch it. Bam!
Oh
man. And he finishes the match too, like. But yeah, Xavier's or Austin, his channel is really. I commented a couple of times, and he actually commented right back, and I was like, oh, you know, and I told him like, yo, keep it up. This is really entertaining. I'm loving what you guys are doing. Like, you get to see them in a different light. Man, look at his nose. Oh my God, look at his nose.
He doesn't even have a freaking, like, really don't even have like a left side of his nose.
You know, I mean, they had a tournament with him, Rusev,
Get that look,
Slater, and a couple other guys, and they were having a Street Fighter 4 tournament, and Slater lost, and so he got punishment. They had to hit him with balls. Then there was another one with there was a cinnamon challenge. They just recently they did one with a ping pong tournament where Neville won the ping pong tournament, and not Cesaro. What's the other Lucho? Kalisto lost, so they had to take that hot fiery you know, pepper in his mouth. Yeah, so he had to take that. It was really fun. But yeah, that I do recommend it. Not even just for wrestling fans, just for geeks and nerds and stuff, gamers. You'll love it. I promise you'll love this series. So yeah, shout out to, and he always says, like, tell your friends, tell everybody, deuces. Keep it tight. Keep it tight. Deuces. Yeah, it's like, yeah. It's a really good series. It's really fun.
Guys.
Let's see. I'm gonna get to John. You say Brock and Taker had one of my favorite Hell in a Cell matches of all time. What are your favorites?
Wait,
Favorite Hell in a Cell.
Favorite Hell in a Cell.
Hell in a Cell.
Taker?
Hell in a Cell matches.
You sure?
Yeah. Hell in a Cell matches of all time. What are your favorites?
My favorite, the original, of course.
Yeah, the original will always be up there.
You know, the original. The original Mick Foley. Mick Foley still feels that the original is the best one. You know, because that's true. That set the bar high. You know, that's the reason for why Mick and Taker one started on top, because Mick wondered, wait, what can we do? What can we do to stand out from, you know, Taker and Shawn? And Terry Funk said, yeah.
Well, I think you should start on the top of the match,
on top of the cage.
Yeah, you know, that will always be up there. I'm sorry, you know, say what you want, but God was on Mick's side that night. If you believe in a higher power, because he was, I don't know how he survived that. And still to this day, anytime I watch that, I still just, you just cringe at it. Even some of the fun ones, like even the McMahon and DX Hell in a Cell was fun.
Good thing Nate's not. Well, good thing that he surprised that match. Like he said, I don't see how could Vince McMahon, Shane versus DX last that long.
But despite that, it was still an entertaining match. There was, of course, there's a couple of definitely Shawn Michaels and Triple H. They went on for 40-something plus minutes.
You know, the more I watch the Shawn Michaels Triple H 45 or 47 minutes, while I do like the match, and I get it was the showcase, it was supposed to bring finality. But but the 47-minute, I don't know. And I'm like, was that a bit of a stretch? You know? And I wish Nate was there, because he was actually at that pay-per-view. That was in Columbus, Ohio. And like he said, being there, you know, we were sitting on our hands. You know, all my favorite Hell in a Cell match. We even got the Hell in a Cell DVD.
I would put it up, but I don't know if you'll get in trouble because I'm a partner now, so I can't be putting up certain things.
You know, we've had, Shawn Michaels, Undertaker, the original, Undertaker, Mick Foley. I mean, the first initial Hell in a Cell, despite not counting the two ones they had on Raw. Yes, believe it or not, there have been Hell in a Cells on. There's been two Hell in a Cells on Raw that were in between. One was in between the first one and the Mick Foley and Undertaker one, and then it was one right after the Mick Foley Undertaker King of the Ring. The Cactus Jack versus Triple H, because those Cactus matches Triple H really helped legitimize Triple H. That's what got people into really believe, okay, Triple H is the top heel, and you know, he's the game.
Even when we watched the DVD complex DVD that we have compilation, we actually repeat some of the matches. Like one of them we definitely repeat a lot is the Batista and Triple H,
which I still will argue is Batista's best performances.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Batista, you know, you got to give Triple H a lot of credit. You know, he put Batista over not once, not twice, but 3 times. He put him over 3 times.
3 straight pay-per-views.
3 straight pay-per-views.
Batista wins one, Triple H wins one.
Tiebreaker.
Batista wins one, Triple H wins one. Dan Batista wins next one. Not that type of, he won 3. Like, they did so many runs. No. Batista, Triple H won at WrestleMania 21, Batista wins. Backlash, Batista versus Triple H 2, Batista wins. Then, Vengeance 2005. By the way, I've said it before on this show, and I'll say it again. If you have not seen Vengeance 2005, that's probably the best brand exclusive pay-per-view that W had ever done.
Danny, I wanted to get to your question. I'm gonna jump back to your question too, John. I saw there's another one, but you said Paul Heyman going on is kind of like how Owen went on about breaking Austin's neck. Yes,
Yeah, and that was more sick.
And that was more sick because
I don't remember, watching that build up, but Chris does, and I bet you, for people that did, like I know there's some people that, because even who was it? Who was it that said? I think it was Curtis Axel or Zack Ryder.
Curtis Axel.
Yeah, said actually I still have the Owen 316. I just broke your neck shirt. There's a lot of people that have that shirt. They felt, oh man, that was pretty cool twist. But yeah, it was awesome, fans. Like, that's pretty sick, and you taking pride in breaking, somebody's neck. I just broke your neck.
I mean, man, don't get me wrong, guys, because don't get us wrong, because it's always been said, and no matter how many guys have said it, you always hear the most constant thing for Owen Hart. One of the guys you wanted to meet, be around. He was truly a funny guy. He was fun. But he's also about business. And yeah, that was just business. But still, he got you so emotionally involved. It was just like, yo, what are you doing?
But you know what's worse? It's now harsher in hindsight, because when you hear that, when he broke Austin's neck.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. He did not apologize.
Yeah.
And like Brett said, somehow he forgot.
Yeah,
so it's now harsher in hindsight. You hear that he didn't apologize.
Yeah,
the whole thing. I don't know if it was. I'm looking more like, I don't know if it was just like he was just so distraught about it that it's almost like he didn't want to approach Austin or whatever the case. But I've always said, I don't know, that was 97. I don't know how you can go so long, because Owen passed in 99.
Yeah.
So that's 97 to 99.
That's
a
year.
It's like, man, you almost had, from August 97, and Owen passed in May of 1999. So you had a year and a half, to apologize. And you never did. It's like, for me, it's just, no matter how, it's like, man, that's something that you gotta call and like, man, you okay? And even when he comes back, he comes back from it's like, oh man, you're all right. Man, I'm sorry for what happened.
I mean, for me personally, I when Brett talks about it, he talked about it on the last DVD that they did for Steve, and he says, we went home to the pay-per-view, and I told Owen, I was like, you gotta call him, like and it wasn't as if he says, I'm like, Owen didn't care, he just forgot. I'm like, exactly. That's something like, how do you forget something like that? How do you forget? I mean, that's like me saying, I shot my cousin, and I'm just like, I don't go and say anything to him. Like,
I can see it as an initial reaction, but just not at all. It's like, man,
and he even
said it, and
that really kind of
changed the relationship or the feeling Austin had for Owen. And I don't think too much, because everybody remembers from Raw as Owen, Austin,
who came out
what the show ended with was with Austin, putting the beer down for Owen.
Yes, but it is kind of like that, so definitely you're gonna.
It's now harsher in hindsight when you hear that. Oh man, it's like, oh man, so you now probably hear the Austin, the Owen 316. I just broke. It's like, I'm like, oh man,
okay. Now this is a question, John. Yeah, what do we think about SummerSlam being 4 hours? What did you say? I love it.
I'm surprised.
We were shocked. We were shocked, definitely. But
I don't know if they're doing this for just this year alone. I don't know. I don't know if it's because they're going to be in the Barclays, even though for the longest I thought they were going to be in Madison Square Garden.
Yeah,
but they're just going to be in the Barclays, and basically now they're really, I guess they really want to treat SummerSlam
again like
as
one of
WrestleMania, basically the granddad. But personally, I would say this: SummerSlam is going to be 4 hours, and I don't know if this is going to carry on to the next year. But then I feel Survivor Series.
Yeah, see, I was just about to say that. See, the way I was, that's what I was thinking. The same thing. The granddaddy should be 4 hours
because
you count those as those big time. You know what I'm saying? Like they're the granddaddy.
They've been around the longest.
Those are like the Mount Rushmore of WWE pay-per-views. Bam, you have those up there. Those should be 4 hours, and the others are whatever they are.
They're not even.
They're technically not even 3 hours. Yeah,
they're approximately 2 hours and 45 minutes, or at least 2 hours and 50 minutes. But since they've been on the network, they've been getting close. Yeah, some of them have reached just 3 hours, and some of them have just been like 2 minutes off of 2. But I say you're gonna do SummerSlam 4 hours. If you're gonna do some of them 4 hours, then you should do them. You should probably do Survivor Series 4 hours, Raw 4 hours. Because if you but that takes away from WrestleMania. From what you just had SummerSlam be 4 hours, and so that has already taken away from WrestleMania. WrestleMania was still be the only one that was 4 hours. So you basically now just taking that away from WrestleMania. So it's, if you're like, but if we do SummerSlam, if we do Survivors, and that takes away from WrestleMania. You just took away the specialty of in terms of times.
Cena renewed his. Oh, that was Mr. Carlos.
And it's another thing. It is something that I hope you're gonna do 4 hours. I hope make those 4 hours worth it.
Yeah, make the 4 hours worth it.
You're not just doing.
They're not just and a lot of segue and
a lot of filler matches
or
a lot of
backstage.
A lot of what's the term? JR. A lot of Monty part of Bird going. Love the football fan. Dr. John Walker. A lot of Joe was oh man, what are you a lot of long-winded, some impromptu promo that's long-winded and it has no payoff towards it, or a backstage segment that has no importance or no impact on what's going to happen in the show. I hope, because 4 hours is not. I hope this means these matches, the matches are going to get time. That's what it means.
John, you asked. I think Cena and Owens at Battleground will be match of the year. Probably will. Definitely agree. No doubt about it. I think Cena, especially in the initial match, did the right thing. Putting Owens over. I mean, it helped him a lot. But a lot of people claim that Cena can't put anybody over. There are some people that still believe that Cena maybe should have dropped the title to Owens the last match they had. It is what it is. But to me, this is not burying Cena. I mean, Owens. He's gonna move on with his career. I mean, I think this setting up this feud between him and Cesaro is definitely good. Because Cesaro is another guy that I feel he can bring it. Cesaro brings the best out of you. You've been seeing that with him and the Cena. We always kind of joke about her, like, and this is the guy Vince says he can't get on.
The quote is he doesn't connect.
He doesn't connect with the crowd.
I would have liked this Cesaro and Owens thing to be for the United States. So that means I would have liked for Owens to have won the United States belt at Battleground. It was a pretty interesting watching Battleground, but watching a pay-per-view period Chris Carter. Watching pay-per-view at my school. When I was in my gap after my 8 o'clock class, that's what I did that whole throughout the. I was just watching Battleground. So, and now, you know, John, you asked if Cena versus Owens will win match of the year. So far when we do, you know, we are once again, we are going to do, you know, that award show deal that we did last time. Right now, and this is just me. Out of all the Kevin Owens Cena matches, the third one would not be the match of your candidate for me. It wouldn't. And here's why. I'm a person that likes, that cares about the effectiveness of finishers. I'm not the biggest fan of, you know, it has to take 4 or 5 finishers, you know, to beat somebody. Like there's 4 kickouts of the finish before the match is over. Or, you know, there's all these big moves that could be finishers, and there's only kicks up. There's only kick out after, you just kick out after kick out. I'm one that likes when the kick out of finisher is rare to the point where it makes it more important. I've always said this. In the case of the tombstone, when people kick out, it's a big deal because you don't see it in every match of Taker. You don't. Kicking out a tombstone is a big deal. There's not that many that have kicked out a tombstone. But with the FU, yeah, I know. First FU, that's not going to get the job done at paper. So it's like I'm really not all the time shocked when it's a kick out. In the case with Cena and Owens, you know, me and Nate talked about it. Yeah, we felt it was almost like, you know, we felt it was like Rock and Cena 2. Rock and Cena 2, mostly the matches for was just rock bottom kick out, FU kick out, rock bottom kick out, FU kick out, rock bottom kick out, FU kick out. Now that doesn't mean I did not like Kevin Owens. I mean Owens Cena 3, but I just wasn't a fan of FU kick out. Owens used the FU as a kick out. Even Cena using a super FU was a kick out. I'm thinking, damn, why is the super FU not even a finish? When that was the third FU, I believe he did in the whole match. Yes. And then Cena kicking out a power. I had a feeling that was going to happen sooner. I believe it happened in the Money in the Bank match. But then Owens, he did this fisherman bust. I've seen people kick out of that, but it got to the point, okay, seeing all these high impact moves and they're just being kicked. Sometimes it's like, man, I guess they're not that effective anymore. I mean, it's like if somebody was to brain bust somebody and then brain bust somebody 3 times and then did a 450. And it's a kick out of that. It'll be like, whoa, but then it's like, how wasn't that, to me, like, how wasn't that the finish? That's a believable finish. And it's like, what was the point of those three brain busters and then the 450? So, and this is just one thing, this is just my opinion, also was Nathan. I felt because of all those kickouts and everything, I felt it was almost like they were trying hard to make that match feel epic, you know, instead of it becoming natural. Because I think like almost 5 minutes into that match, it was just nothing but big move, kick out, 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 STF rope break, STF by Owens rope break, and then finally the STF by Cena, he finally got the tap out. So far, I think out of the Owens and Cena match, I think the first one for me will stand up there shocking because the ending. Because Owens beating Cena clean. That will stand out for me. Like, that's why I'm going to remember. That's one reason I'm going to remember that match. Because that finish. So, for me, I wouldn't be surprised if WWE has that be the match of the year. Once again, the year's not over. We don't know. We don't know. Something else could maybe, do it. But for right now, WWE doing it, probably go to Cena Owens 3. But with me, I'll probably have Cena versus Owens, but it would probably be the second match or even the first match because of the impact the first match had.
I'm going because I think I'm missing stuff. I know it. I knew it. Sorry. Just want to make sure, but yeah, looked on the Wrestling Fanatics channel group on Facebook. Yeah, I have to agree with a friend of ours. Yeah, say what you want about Cena. Yo, he earned your respect. Rigby, Mordecai, respect.
Earned respect if you did not have any form.
He said renewed it.
Yeah.
He said renewed it. Renewed respect. Because look, yo, I knew his nose was broken from the get-go. Once your blood don't leak out of your nose like that unless your nose is broke. And it went like just started leaking.
And when you see that his there's just the big bulk in his right side. It's like, okay.
Yeah, you could tell that that man was his name was broke. It was swollen or broke, and
or both.
Okay.
Wait, there's another game I saw a week ago. Let's go down. Go down below.
Yeah,
that was it.
That's getting crazy. Let's see. What's this? Image. What image is this? Oh, okay. Image of Goldberg and Rusev, huh? Goldberg in his prime and Rusev now. I'm gonna go with Goldberg. I still go with Goldberg
because I think going down undefeated streak, Rusev will be on that list.
Yeah,
he would be a worthy opponent, but he would be on that list.
Okay. And I want to throw this out lastly before we close out the show. This whole Rusev and Lana thing, and as much as I'm enjoying it, guys, I don't necessarily believe this should be taking too long to build up to like SummerSlam or so.
I don't even think it should be on. I don't think it should be on. I don't think it's big enough to be just for a pay-per-view. I don't see why do we have to wait just to see Lana, finally get to go against Summer Rae, and then I don't think Summer Rae is even sometimes the most competent in the ring. So I don't see this paper to be on. I don't see it as a real thing as a pay-per-view card. I really don't.
It's funny because it's like I mean, it's like, okay, Rusev, it clearly just shows that Rusev, he needs Lana.
He hasn't gotten over Lana.
He hasn't gotten over her.
And he never will.
He probably never will. He has Summer Rae dressing like her, got her hair in a bun, even though Lana doesn't put her hair in a bun anymore. Lana needs to just let her hair out now for good. And then when it comes to confrontation between the two ladies, it always seems Lana is the one that has the upper hand on Summer. And like tonight was a clear-cut example of that. Right in front of, this time she did it right in front of Rusev.
So now you can make a video, you know, those thug life videos. You can make one for Lana. Just doing that, that's Lana thug life.
And so, you know, it's pretty funny, but you know, I don't necessarily.
I'm wondering, when is Dolph coming back?
I mean, because now it's the question of, you know, is Dolph coming back, or is he leaving? You know, has he resigned? You know, things like that. It's a lot of stuff. You know, was that mere means of getting, you know, like, okay, he's off the. But
I just don't see this.
I don't. Yeah, you know,
I just don't see this thing being on a paper. I don't see we having to go through almost. I think it's, I don't know if it's this past 4 weeks of build just for Lana to have her first match and to go against Summer Rae. I guess with Rusev and Ziggler, you know, and be there for mixed tag. I don't see that really need to be for Lana and Summer Rae to finally clash. I don't see it as big to be on a. Okay, I get build up. Okay, I have no problem with build up, but I just don't think it should be on pay-per-view. Just the same thing. You know, they were doing that build up with back in TNA with Jenna and Charmel. That had no. I don't think that had any business being on pay-per-view. And yeah, look how that turned out. That would be the worst match of that year at the worst pay-per-view voted at the worst pay-per-view of that year of 2009, Victory Road 2009. And that match was rated -5 stars. -5 stars.
So, but other than that, guys, we want to thank everybody for coming out. It was good to see Jen. You know, as always, you know, really good to see Jen. That was one thing. As always, Jen, you know, you got our love, and tell Ed, you know, tell Ed I give Ed my love as always. But other than that, guys, thank you for watching. We'll be back next time, next Monday again. But now I kind of gotta be careful in terms of the content because, yeah, guys, your boy now is a partner now, and it's kind of funny now. But I'm gonna give this thing a whirl, you know, see where it goes. But still, just have fun as always. Trust in me, and I'll always entertain you. But other than that, you guys take care. Y'all enjoy the rest of your week. You know where you can find us. And subscribe, tell your friends. We out. Take care, guys.
Wait. One more.
Okay. All right.
One more comment.
One more comment before I wrap this up.
Here are my 3 main events for main event. Why wins Triple H Taker versus Sting, Brock versus Austin? Oh, as much as big as those are, I wouldn't doubt it. Wouldn't put it past me. There'll be some fans. Oh, so there's really nothing big for the current generation.
Yeah.
I mean, as good as that is, I would like for one out of those three main events to be a big thing with the current generation because, yeah, it's as great as to have the legends and parts of, yeah, still, you know, they're not gonna be there forever. But you gotta cater also to the current and besides Cena and Orton. But I think those are matches that a lot of people feel might happen at WrestleMania 32. But I doubt any of those are going to be for the WWE Championship. Those matches, they're definitely going to be non-title. So it won't be like, okay, but what you guys doing for the WWE Championship? And is that even close to being as going to be handled as important as those 3 matches, if those matches were to happen?
Yeah. So yeah, I can agree with that. And there is some kind of say maybe Rock and Triple H one more time. We do. I think we all want to see Sting back in the ring. I mean, but Austin has said straight up, still, it's gotta
Be good
it's gotta be
business.
good business. The stars got to be aligned for him. But plus, he has to get into shape for that. As he always said, even though he is in the gym, but difference ring shape. You could be in physical shape, but the ring shape. But thank you again for that, John. Now we do bid you adieu and good night. Take care, and we'll see you guys next time.
And have a good week.